Junkyard Junkie back here with another video. Today we're going to do a beginner's guide to how-tos on changing your air filter. In this video, I'm hoping to teach you how to find, locate your filter and change it. This is one of the easiest things you can do, and if someone wanted to do something for the first time on a car but was scared, this is what I would recommend them doing because it's such a simple job. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop the hood. Okay, so what you want to do first is figure out where your air filter is. You can look up with a quick Google search if you want, but you can always find the air ducts going from the throttle body, and then the air filter will usually be somewhere on the far left or far right, usually closer to the front. In this case, it's right here, and we're going to show you the throttle body and the air duct. So if you go look at your car, you know, you got your motor will connect to your throttle body, and then there will be an air duct. The air duct will go to where your air filter lives. Okay, so this part might be a little strange, but for the most part, all cars are the exact same. You may have bolts that hold them down, you may have just little clips. And then in this case, it actually has a clip here and a clip here, and you just pull up and out. There we go. So there's our old air filter. Okay, once you get your old air filter out, you can actually inspect it. Just look inside the pleats. As you can see, gunk is up in there. But we're going to go off of how many miles until you're supposed to change it. Fram, like this one, recommends every 13,000 miles. You can always reference your owner's manual. That way you get the most accurate information. But this general rule of thumb, I'd say change it every 10 to 15,000 miles. If you live in a dirt road area that gets real dusty and all that, I would definitely recommend changing it sooner because it will get dirtier quicker. Same with if you live in a really smoggy area like LA or something like that. Okay, now I'm gonna splice in some clips of different types of air filter boxes. That way you can see, you know, a few different ones. I know Ford trucks make the circular ones. Those are a little weird looking, but I'll go ahead and do that now. See, like on this car, you got your throttle body, goes into air ducts, goes into your air box that holds your air filter, and it is held on by these little clips right here. So you pop them loose. And once you get all four loose, you can raise it up. Okay, now that you have all the clips released, you can raise this up and out. Okay, so on this car, it's really easy to spot. So I'm gonna give you a minute. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to. See if you can figure out where it's located. Okay, you should see that the air box is located right here. You'll see the air duct right there. It'll be black, or you know, if it's faded like this, it'll be a grayer color. But you can tell this is where the air filter resides. And to take it off, let me show you that now. To take it off, it's a little bit different than the other ones I've showed you so far. You have a clip here, which is normal. You know, it could be a screw or whatever. Then over here we have one, right there. Pop that one down. Now on this side, as you can see, it actually slides into these little grooves. There's 3 in total. And what you do is you're going to slide it backwards. So slide it away and then up. This will give you access to your air filter to go ahead and inspect it or change it if needed. And then you just put it right back down and you're going to slide it back in. Make sure it butts up perfect. And we're just going to put it back down with these little clips. There we go. Okay, if you look here, we have our intake ducts. It goes to our filter housing. Now this is a circular filter like I was trying to tell you before. It's not common, it's more in Ford trucks than anything. Okay, so if you look around it, all you gotta do is flip this up. And once you do that, that will come off. Okay, once you have that off, all you gotta do is push it back and then up out of our way. Now you should have access to the filter itself. As you can see, it's a circular filter. And at this point, you could grab a new one, put it in. We don't have a new one, I was just showing you. So we're just gonna take this, stick it right back in. And set this back down on it. Okay, so if you look where they meet, it has this cutout and a little notch. You just wanna align them as you put it up there. Make sure this goes all the way around where it's supposed to be, and just snap it down. Okay, so a little bit of advice. If you're working on this style, you wanna look on both sides, make sure that it clamps it for a good tight seal. So they should seal together real good. So as you can see, both sides are fine. And then you wanna go all the way around and look on both sides, because it could look good here. Now on the back side, it could be crooked. If it's crooked, then you have to pull it back up and then lock it back down. Okay, so I wanna give you a chance to see if you can find the air box again. So go ahead and pause your video if you need to. Okay, you should see that the air box is right here. You can see the air ducting right here. It goes right to your air box. Okay, so far every air filter I've showed you has been on the right, but as you can tell, this one's on the left. So remember, it's not always going to be on the right side or always on the left side. Okay, so if we look here, it has the normal little clip-on style. That's pretty common in all vehicles. Just pop it loose. Pop it loose. And pop this final one loose. Okay, so once you have all four removed, you can just lift it up. And there's your air filter, so you can inspect it or replace it as needed. So we'll put that back down. So then we're just going to snap them back in. If you have trouble, you can press down on the top. Okay, I hope those little videos helped, but now we're going to continue. And if you look inside, it don't matter if it's one of the ones that pop up, I'll try to throw that in with the clips, but they'll have a little recessed area here, and you can see where the filter actually goes and stops right there. Same all the way around. So the flat part will go up here, and the little pleats will go actually inside there. This one's like bent, but you get the idea. So you can't really do it wrong because it won't let you. If you try to do this, it's not really going to do much. You can force one side in, but it won't go. So then it won't let you stick it down in there because you need that clearance. So it's pretty much dummy proof essentially. And this is another reason I recommend doing this. Okay, so I'll be using this STP air filter, SA4309. This is the part number. As you can see, it's nice and white, looks terrific. Okay, so we're about to put it back in, but before I do, I just want to explain to you why it's important. A lot of people neglect this. They think, oh well, it's still running, and there's never a check engine light for this or anything like that. So they just neglect it. And think about it like a human body. If you can't get the oxygen you need, you're not going to be able to perform the tasks that you want to do efficiently as possible. Same thing with a car. If it gets dirty and gunked up, it's not going to be able to run right. You know, the computer will compensate for the most part, but you don't want to put more strain on your car than you have to, and you'll get, you know, a little bit better gas mileage if you do this. So you need to do this. Okay, so all we're going to do now is just take this. We're going to stick our new one in there. It'll fit in just like that. Now we're just going to stick it down in here. And there we go. Want to make sure you clip those back down, and this plastic goes underneath these tabs. Okay, so a little mechanic tip. I usually use painter's tape or any kind of like big tape. It's easier to write on, but I don't have any at the moment. So you take some tape and put it on here, and we're going to write the mileage. That way, if you ever question when you got to do it again, you can come out here and just look. Same thing with if you decide you don't want to do this anymore, you can take it to your mechanic and he'll give them a good idea of when you changed it last and when it needs to be done again. So the mileage right now is 228,549. So we're just going to write that out. 228,549. Now then, whenever you come to check on it, you'll see it. But I do recommend using painter's tape. It sticks better. Okay, so just to recap all this, you want to find your air ducts. They're usually, black little plastic tubes. You'll find them running to one side of the car, usually one side or the other. And you'll find your air box, and then from there, you may have clips or screws or and then lift up on them, take it out, replace it, and then we'll put some painter's tape and the mileage down, and that way you know when to change it again. If you want to know how many miles you need to wait until you change it, reference your owner's manual first and see what it says. But you can also go off of what the air filters say. So like Fram, they always recommend 13,000 miles. So at 13,000 miles, you know to change it. Same with a bunch of different air filters. So if you want to be conservative, change it every 10,000 miles. If you want to be a little more lenient, you can change it every 15,000 miles. But you do need to make sure that you stay on top of your change intervals, and you need to make sure that it gets done. And I'm going to go get some painter's tape before I'm done with this car and put it on there, because this electrical tape, it's just not going to stay. The heat of the engine, it's not going to allow it to stay. It's going to fall off, and then we won't know. So I definitely recommend getting some blue painter's tape to write on there. It's really simple. It sticks real well. And then the next time you do your change, just peel it up and then put a new one down, or even tape over the old one. So all we got left to do is close the hood. And I know this may not seem important to some people, you just close it and it closes, but some people are really skittish of the noise, and maybe this is their first time working on a car. If you're, real scared of loud sounds, and I want, to encourage everybody to try to work on it, it's a good sense of accomplishment, but you can always just lower it down. You'll hear the first click, just like that, and then go right there in the middle and press it down. That way it's not really that daunting. If you feel that I missed any points, I may do a revision to this video later on, because I want to give the most accurate and helpful information I can. Leave them down in the comments down below. But if you did find this video helpful, please give me a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.